screen. It says we're live. I don't see it. Yes, we are. All right. Well, we made it back. We survived the worst of the bear market.
Oh, I don't. We're through the work yet.
You don't think so?
No.
You think there's going to be a greater percentage-wise drop to come?
Well, what's Bitcoin at? Let's throw up the Bitcoin chart.
60. It is up right now. It is sitting at $65,685.
Can you share your screen? Put up the Bitcoin chart.
Yes, I can share my screen. Whoa, that totally messed with my.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. Okay, now you got the measuring tool.
Sorry, that messed with our stream though.
Oh,
Had
did it?
to had to resize it back to the way it was. I can zoom in if you need me to, but yes, I have a measuring tool. Can you still see it? Okay.
Yeah, you have it on the 12 month, which is fine. You can still do that, but it might be easier on the monthly.
Uh oh. I think we
Stressing your computer out.
broke trading view. Computer's fine. Just website didn't like that. Yeah, everything else is working.
Well, I mean, you can
We'll
do it on
try
a 12-month
refreshing.
chart, but I suppose you might have locked it up though. Oh, there it
There we
goes.
go.
Oh, perfect.
Now
Okay.
it's on the weekly. How about that?
Minimum monthly. It'd be hard to see. I mean, weeklies, at least monthly. Okay. And you might need to auto. You can just auto size it if you want.
I
Um,
prefer doing it this way because I gotta size it into the window for
that's
the
fine. It looks like that must be from Coinbase or something. 'Cause it only goes. What does it go back?
Binance. Looks like
That's fine, I guess. It looks like
Bitstamp instead.
yeah, Bitstamp just has more
That's
history.
that's the one I had it on. I don't know why it switched it off of that.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. So why don't you measure those we got the tops of those red arrows
hmm
and we talked about the head and shoulders and how we might have a top at the in the fourth quarter of 2025, and we did. The top was October 6th. I thought maybe Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was before, although it was October 6th. Um, and we could talk more about that, but we're talking about how much bear market we have left. So let's look at the 2014 bear market. Let's measure the percentage drop there. Your little measuring tool. Yeah, wick to wick, top to bottom.
You're looking at minus 87.13% approximately.
Minus 87%. Ouchie. Okay, let's go to the next bear market. And how long did it last, by the way, too?
Um,
I'm going to guess it was 12 months.
13 bars. That's yeah,
Sure,
about a year.
sure. Okay, and then do the next one.
Do you want me to take it from the last green candle or the first red
Just the
candle?
wick. It's the very top to the very bottom.
Okay. -84.12%
How many
and
months?
12 bars.
Okay. And how, minus 84, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one was 87.
Mm-hmm.
Second one was 84. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how about the 2022 bear market? And they were both 12 months, about approximately.
And I'm assuming you want me to use November.
Yeah, yeah, the actual top. Not
77.9
okay, so in
and
87, 84, 77. Or 87, 84, 77. So it went down a little bit each time.
correct. Less. Significantly so between 2017 and 2022 or 2018. Um, yeah, 12 bars.
Okay, but the amount of time is the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the percentage drop is just slightly less each time. So if we had 87% in 2014, 84% in 2018, and 77%?
Yeah, 0.9, almost 78%.
Okay, so we'll call it 78%. So it went down a few percentage points every time. So let's say it goes down a few percentage points again, right? And it'll probably be 12 months again as well. So if the top was October 6, 2025, I would guess the bottom would be in October 2026, assuming the 4-year cycle is intact, which so far it is. It was it was mind blowing to me how even people I used to respect on YouTube were talking about how the 4-year cycle is broken when I can clearly see in the chart that it's not. The 4-year cycle couldn't be more intact. It followed the 4-year cycle exactly. Jack, you and I predicted it would go to 125,000. We predicted it back in like 2022. We were we were very close. It went to 126.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we predicted it would be the top would be 3 years from the bottom, and we can measure that out. See if we're right on that.
I'm sorry, say that again. I was looking at the
The
where
the
the
top would we guessed at the bottom in 2022. We guessed that the top would be 3 years later. Why don't we measure it right now? And why did we guess that? Because all the other ones were
33 bars. So close.
33 bars. Okay, so yeah, 33. So 3 months shy of 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now check out the other bull markets. See how many bars they were. Bottom to the top. So here's 2018 bottom to 2021 top.
I can't see because that green arrow was the
Yeah, that's
which.
okay if you're off by a month.
Yeah, I just can't remember if it was January or
Try January. It's probably good.
December. All right, well, whatever.
Yeah,
Close
our
enough.
arrow might not be perfect. Yeah, go to the second one. Yeah,
34.
34. Okay. And what about the 2017 run? How long was that one? The 2015 to 2017 run, I should say. 2017 is when it ended, but it started right there at the bottom.
35.
Right. So
And
35, 34, 33, somewhere around there.
and
So
I'll add that this is the best looking bull run.
yeah, it's the prettiest one, and there's
Yeah.
one before it, but we won't even bother to measure it. Let's just not worry about it. Let's go to the end now. So we're in that. This is the 4-year pattern to me. The 4-year pattern is 3 years up, 1 year down. 3 years up, 1 year down. It's been doing that, and it just went 3 years up again, and now it's going down. So if we go down for 12 months, it should be ending and the bottom should be in October of this year. And if we do a similar percentage, right? We did 87%, 84%, 78%. Let's say, about 70%. What does that put us
You
at?
think 70?
Yeah. Well, why not? It was 87 and then 84, then 78. Now we also had diminishing bull runs, right? The last bull run was 15,000 to 126,000. That was about an 8x. The bull run before that, we had 3,000 to 69,000. That was about a 25x.
Oh shit.
Right. So we're having smaller bull runs. We're also having smaller bear markets, less severe. We had less, a less exciting bull run, still exciting, but less exciting, right? 8x is less exciting than 25x, and a bear market of, 84% is more severe than a bear market of 78%. And I think 70% is reasonable. I mean, we could go 75%, we could go 65%, whatever. Like, I think 70% plus or minus 5% is reasonable. Now, again, this is just what's happened so far. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen again, but it does make happening again the most likely scenario. This is the cycle we've been following. Stocks follow a 4-year cycle. I could have you bring up the S&P 500 chart, and we can point out the 4-year cycle in the stock market, but we won't bother right now. Let's just see if we can draw 70% down and see what that gets us.
That would be around 36K.
Okay. I think
That's what
that's
I
a
was. That's
well,
71%.
yeah. If we get down to 36,000 in October, I'm gonna buy a shitload of Bitcoin. I know that,
Mm-hmm.
and the money I have to buy it with is from when I sold Bitcoin in October. And why did I sell Bitcoin in October? Well, also, if I was holding it right now, I would sell it right now. I hold, truth be told, I do hold a tiny bit of Bitcoin, just enough that on the days where it goes up, I don't fucking FOMO in. Like, it's
Yeah,
just,
I sold all my Bitcoin, and then because I had to for uh like a lifestyle thing,
yeah.
um, and so then like immediately when I could, I like bought it most of it back, and I shouldn't have, but I did because it had dropped, and I was like, well, I kind of was like expecting a counter trend rally, which may still yet come,
Well, we
but
had one. If you put it on the weekly, and you'll see some counter trend rallies. On the monthly, you don't even see them. On the
right. Well,
monthly,
and
it's
that's
straight
yeah,
down.
that's what yeah. I was looking for a green month, and so anyways, yeah, I'm
Well, let's
I'm
look at the other bear market, see if there's any green month.
yep.
I mean, kind of.
One, two, three, four,
Right, but look how small they are, dude.
and then one,
Like,
two,
yes, there are
three.
green months, but they're tiny, right? Like,
But the difference between, being at 6,500 and being at, 9,500 is pretty significant.
what do you
So,
mean?
well, like say, if this is in this month, like it's, the
Oh, it's
low
like a
of that
50%
month.
gain. You're saying
Yeah. So I'm just
like six
saying,
thousand and 9,000 is a
yeah, like if
50%
you're
gain.
if you're looking to trim some fat, like you
Yeah, if you
wanna you
want to
wanna
trade it,
you wanna
sure.
yeah, well, or if you just like you said, if I had Bitcoin right now, I would sell it. Well, I have some Bitcoin. I'm thinking about selling it. I'm waiting for something green. I don't want to sell on weakness.
Well, so okay, so if you're trading, okay, so you're right now you're looking for a long trade. We have to zoom in more. Let's go to the end. And on the this is the monthly. See, now you got to go to the weekly. Okay, so now this to me looks like a downtrend,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's in a weekly downtrend,
Oh yeah.
and but I see a high volume spike. But this is Bitstamp. If you're looking for volume cues, you might want to put it back on Binance or Coinbase or something.
I mean, I was just looking for length of time.
Right, and I would look for an RSI indicator too, is what I like. But I mean, it's in a weekly downtrend. You put it on the daily chart. Like, okay, there's your bounce right there, and it's already rolling over. Like, dude, I would get the fuck out. Like, it already bounced. That's your bounce right there. You see the bounce right there, the high volume,
That's a
big
daily
big
bounce.
green candle. Yeah, that's all you get, bro. We're in a bear market.
Yeah, and perhaps, and it's not enough Bitcoin to where I'm like, Jesus, I shouldn't have bought it. Like it's it's
I'm
not it's not a lot of Bitcoin. Like I would be fine if I just didn't sell it, right?
right.
Like
No, that's what I did too. Like, I have such a small amount of Bitcoin that it could go straight to zero, and I'd have no problem. And I expect it to not go to zero. I expect it to go to 36,000, which is fine. Like, and that's when I'm gonna load up a bunch more. So let's uh yeah, I just it's not a good time for holding crypto, and all the altcoin charts are going to look worse. Bitcoin is holding its dominance, which means altcoins are going down as much as Bitcoin, and
or more.
right, the bad alts are going down even more. So let's open up the Bitcoin gold chart and the Bitcoin QQQ chart.
Okay. Well,
So
here's the
why
Bitcoin.
why are we looking at these charts, Jack? The reason we're looking at these charts is the U.S. dollar is not stable. It looks like it is because you and I live in the United States, so we look at the world through the U.S. dollar lens, right? Like our rent or our mortgage is about the same every month. Food at the grocery store is about the same every time we go to the store. Cars cost about the same every time we, the gas costs about the same, right? The dollar seems stable. but in reality, it's not. There's a bunch of new dollars, right? Like the dollar now is much different than the dollar in 2020, and that was much different than the dollar in 2015. So we're looking at a chart that goes back 15 years. I mean, but it's based in dollars. Well, the measuring stick, which is dollars, right? We're measuring Bitcoin with dollars, like how many dollars for a Bitcoin. Uh, it distorts the chart because there's more dollars. So, and that's for anything denominated. Like that's we're swimming in dollars. We constantly have more dollars because the government's creating more dollars, and so everything goes up. But everything goes up at a different pace. And I don't want to own everything because then I have average returns. I don't want average returns. I want exceptional returns because I'm poor and I'm getting older and I need exceptional returns to catch up to where I should be and so I can retire at some point. So I personally, there's a lot of people that are totally happy with average returns because especially if they can get average returns with lower volatility, that's what a lot of people want. And is probably a good strategy for most people. But I'm ready to take on lots of risk or extra gains, and I'm ready to take on extra volatility because I'm able to stomach it um, from my career as a professional poker player and my investing career so far. I've gone through, I drew down my entire life savings by 90% one time, which was a huge mistake in 2022. And that's why I've learned from that mistake, and I'm not holding crypto during this bear market because I don't want to draw my life savings down 90% again. That was a terrible plan. And so I'm doing a different plan. I sold all my crypto at the top. So how did I do it? So we're looking at the Bitcoin gold chart. So gold, and then the gold looks volatile, right? Like gold just doubled in price from 2,000 to 4,000. Now it's pushing $5,000, and gold is actually going down. It went down 3% today. Uh, Gold might be crashing from its top. Who knows what gold is doing? But the supply of gold is a lot more stable than the supply of dollars. The supply of gold comes out of the ground. I don't know, something like a million ounces a year, and there exists about I don't know 100 million ounces. I'm just making up numbers because I don't remember the exact numbers. In fact, I think it comes out of the ground at 100 million ounces a year, and there exists like 10 billion ounces. So basically, about 1.5% new supply every year of gold, but that's dug out of the ground, which is still kind of a big supply increase, but much less of a supply increase than dollars, which was like 5 or 10% per year. Anyway, so gold offers a more stable measuring stick. So if we look at the whole chart, put it on the monthly for just so we can compare it because we were just looking at the US dollar with the bear markets and all that. We don't have to measure it, but just to look at it. So you can tell it's a pretty similar chart as the dollar chart, and that's because Bitcoin is far more volatile than either gold or the U.S. dollar. With some interesting things, some differences, you'll notice that the 2025 top was really not that much higher than the 2021 top. That's a scary sign. You'll also notice that the double top in 2021 in dollars, Bitcoin had a higher second top, but in gold it was an exact double top, which is a clue. If I could get in a time machine and go back in time to 2021, I'd be like, oh, look at this. Bitcoin is double topping against gold. Maybe this is the top. And it's been, 34, 35 months since the bottom. So this probably is the top. Maybe I should sell my Bitcoin. So I noticed those things. And so I was looking for a top here in Bitcoin/gold in order to sell because of that clue from 2021, right? There's a clue there. A double top is a bearish chart formation in 2022 or 2021. That double top right there in 2021, that's a topping formation. And then in 2025, we have a topping formation. It's not a double top though. It's a head and shoulders. Do you see that head and shoulders, Jack?
Sure.
And look at that shoulder play out. That right shoulder, holy crap. right? It was definite legit. And I spotted that Head and Shoulders, and I was looking. So back in October, so change it to it's all green in the monthly, but change it to the weekly, and we'll zoom into that because I was scouting a top because I knew it had been 33 months since the bottom, so I knew a top was coming soon, and I saw this right shoulder forming. So I saw the left shoulder, I saw the head, and I saw it. I got scared because we didn't break out for like a huge. We didn't go very high up in looks like January of 2025. We barely squeaked a new high, right? In Bitcoin versus gold. Like at least we did. So it's still bullish, but it's not it's only a little bit bullish. Then we came right back down, but we held that little trend line you already drew for us. Like we held that. So that was good. But then zoom in a little more on that right shoulder. So and then where's October? It should be that's November, it looks like.
That's
Uh,
October.
is it really?
Yep. This
Back
is,
is that on the weekly? Yeah. Can you get to the first week of October?
I mean, the first week of October.
Yeah, because it was October 6th, the first week.
This is, yeah, Monday, 6 October, right here.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, because that's in gold terms. Okay. No. Because I was confused. Because the top, October 6th, that was the top. Don't switch charts, but that was the top in dollar terms. But it was not the top in gold terms. In fact, it topped on election during the Trump election
Mm-hmm.
in gold terms, and then it had a lower high. Right? What is that? Go to that right shoulder top. What was that? August or something?
Yep.
That's a lower high, right? So the Head and Shoulders has already started. The USD price was still going up, but the gold price was starting to roll over for a lower. And in fact, there's a Head and Shoulders right there. You're at the left shoulder, and then the head right there, and then the right shoulder is another Head and Shoulders. Do you see that?
That's kind of a weak one, but
Yeah, it
yeah.
is. It is. It's a sloppy one, but also that's right where the trend line broke. Right? So that trend line broke, and then the next trend line broke, and then it's just been down only since. Right? So that gives a clue. That gave me a clue that I was really looking because then we had a weekly downtrend when it broke that second trend line there. That's a confirmed weekly downtrend right there, right? Because we have a lower high that there's that green candle on the
Mm-hmm.
first trend line, and then that green channel, then that last green candle on the second trend line. That's another lower high. So we got two lower highs. We got a couple lower lows there. Like that's a weekly downtrend. And if Bitcoin is in a weekly downtrend versus gold, I'd rather hold gold than Bitcoin. And also, if Bitcoin is in a weekly downtrend versus gold, like it's probably not a bull market anymore for Bitcoin, right? That was my clue. And so then I watched, and then I looked at the just to double. But to be fair, gold was on a bullish rampage, right? So I wanted to double check because gold is not the most stable measuring stick either. It's pretty stable, but it's not the most stable. Let's measure it with stocks, and we should probably be using SPX instead of QQQ. But we have QQQ because that's actually what I was looking at the time. So this is what I was looking at was Bitcoin divided by QQQ, and again you'll see the double top. In fact, in 2021, not only is it not a double, it's a lower high. Look at that shit.
Mm-hmm.
When stocks are your measuring stick, or at least the Nasdaq, the Bitcoin had a lower high. So that would have been another sell clue back in 2021. If you were looking for a top, you're like, oh shit, Bitcoin just put in a lower high versus stocks. That's a bearish thing. And there's Head and Shoulders in 2022. 2021, 22. There's a Head and Shoulders there and everything. So now, yeah, let's zoom in on 2025, right where you're at. Let's zoom in a little bit so we see the candles better. So I was watching it, and draw a horizontal line from the 2021 top. So you might have to zoom out again. Sorry. Draw that horizontal from the top right there. So I was looking at that, just from the very top one, yeah. Perfect. Okay, now zoom back in on the 2025 top. Okay, so you can see how what month? So about around the election, we just barely squeaked above it, and then it came down. The April tariff scare, but then we actually cleared it. New legit all time high. In what is that, May? Right? So like May, we're good, and we came back down. We tested. We back tested the top again, that horizontal line. We back tested it in a couple months later. What is that?
Well,
To the right?
this was April,
Yeah,
21st
April.
April, and then this is the back test was still in April, late April,
Yep, and
and
then we had another one a couple
we
weeks
took
later.
off in
Yeah,
May.
and then just slide it over like 4 weeks or so. We had another one, another
Oh
test of
yeah,
that
where we
line.
came down here.
I mean, it faked out a little bit. What was that month or week?
This was June 16.
June. Okay, so June we tested it again, and then we tried to go up. So then I was like, okay, we're gonna have a real big all time high, right?
No.
No, we had a double top. You see that little double top there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's another clue. So the Bitcoin Nasdaq double topped in 2025, just like the Bitcoin Gold double topped in 2021. That was another clue. And then we came back down to the blue line again. When did we come back down to the blue line again after that double top?
Um, well, we crossed through it in the week of 25th August.
August. Okay, so then in August it's already looking kind of scary, and then it starts coming up again. There's a big green candle there. When was that?
That is September.
September. Okay, looking good, going above the horizontal again, but and then it just went to shit after that, just straight down after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another clue. Bitcoin is not beating gold. Oh well, you can make an excuse. Well, gold is on a rampage. That's why it's not beating gold. Well, it's not beating the Nasdaq either. And the Nasdaq is a stock index, right? It never really like rampages. Not like Bitcoin's supposed to. I mean, this is supposed to be Bitcoin's blow off top bull market. It's not doing much, right? So I'm like, okay, let's go back to the Bitcoin USD chart because that's what matters the most. But these charts offer clues, right? So I had clues both from the double top of the Nasdaq chart and the head and shoulders of the gold chart. So I went back to the USD chart, and I was looking at all that and look at the 2025 top October area on the weekly. So from April to October, throughout the summer, we had an uptrend, right?
Yep.
But then, yeah, zoom in on that topping area where you're looking at. Zoom in a little bit so you see the candles a little better. But then it just barely squeaked a new high in October 6th. And that's when I sold. I was like, okay, if we can't break meaningfully, like, and so the USD, it did get a new high. I mean, that was the high. It squeaked a little bit high, but it was barely higher. It was like $100 or $1,000 higher. And because the Nasdaq and the gold charts of Bitcoin were already down, I was like, this thing's gonna drop. And I got out. And sure enough, as you can see on the chart, it dropped. So we can use these same types of clues, because what my plan is to buy back in at the bottom and hold for 3 years, sell the top, wait for 12 months, buy back in the bottom. Like, that was my plan since 2021, is to do this again. And I don't know how many more times we'll get to do it. Maybe we'll do the rest of our lives. I don't know. It depends when the 4-year cycle breaks. But as we can see in the charts, the 4-year cycle is not broken yet. It is perfectly intact. So we've kind of seen what the top looks like in both Bitcoin and dollar terms, in gold terms, and in Nasdaq terms. Let's look at what the bottom looks like, the 2022 bottom. Let's see what that looks like in dollar and gold and Nasdaq terms.
Okay. Well, here's your USD terms.
Right. So put it on the monthly, and yeah, so we can see like more years. Hi, Thunder. You want your collar on? Okay. So I mean, for the bottom, it was mostly a timing thing. Watching for the 12 months, which is it's been almost exactly 12 months every bear market so far.
Right.
So that's going to be the main thing. Also, you can compare the bottom of the bear to the previous bull.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
You can compare the bottom of the bear and yep to the previous. See how it's kind of near the top.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, and then you can look back at the previous one. And you see the bottom of the bull. You skipped one. The bottom at 2018, yeah. So there's a little. It bottomed a little bit higher. Do you see than the 2014 top? You see
Yep.
that? But the next time it wasn't higher. In fact, it was below. Yeah, there's that, and then move forward again. So that it was a little bit below the top. So I think we're going below the top. In fact, I think we already went below the top.
Yeah, we did.
Right. So I think we're going farther below the top. And if you had some moving averages and stuff on there, you'd see that we're going. If you were on the monthly chart, we'd be going below the 50 monthly average, the 50 simple moving average. And if you put in weekly, it'd be the 200 weekly moving average, which is pretty much the same line.
Are you asking me to put that on?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
But if you wanted to, you could, and you'd see it if you have a moving average indicator.
What's a good
It's
one?
totally not
Smooth.
necessary, but it
You
gives a
want
nice visual.
you want a smooth moving average, simple
Yeah, you
moving
do
average?
simple. Yeah, simple 50 would be fine for the monthly, and simple 200 for the weekly. It's pretty much the same line, but um,
How do I change it? Length, that's 9. So do I want to make that 50?
yeah, probably.
Okay. So there's your 50 monthly.
Right. And you see how the other bear markets kind of touch the 50
Mm-hmm.
monthly,
Yep.
which is 48 months is 4 years. So a 50 monthly is basically the 4 year average. And you can see how in 2022 it went a little bit below it. 2018 it just kissed it. Check out 2014.
Well, we didn't have the data
Yeah,
then.
yeah, it might have kissed or even gone below it there if it had been drawn out more. But yeah, so it went below it a little bit last time, and we're approaching. We're not even, and this is how I know. This is how I know for sure bear market's not over. We're not. We haven't even gotten to the 50 yet. We haven't even gotten to it. Like for sure, we're at least going that far down. And the 50's at 57,000. It says so on the right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're for sure going, but I think we're going to go. I mean, I think we're going to go below it, just like we did last time. And we went below it only a little bit. Like you can measure how far below it we went in 2022, either percentage wise or actual numbers. Like it looks like the 50 was at on the bottom of the.
So we went 22%
Okay,
below it
when we
from
crossed
where.
over it, we
Yeah,
went
from where it
21.
was when we crossed over, right?
You're right, when we crossed over. Um,
Oh wait, no, that's not even right. We actually it was more. Because
you
it
could
won't
just
let
take
it,
that
it's
top of
only.
that green candle. They just measure that one candle, that one green candle.
Yeah. Okay. So 33%, just
Yeah,
about.
so we went 33% lower than the 50. And
Mm-hmm.
right now the 50's at 57,000. So 30% less than that would be like probably another 15,000 down, which would be about 32,000. Sounds about right.
It won't let me measure from there.
Yeah, and you can measure from the current candle bottom if you want.
There we go. That's
There
good.
you go.
Close enough. And so you said 30%?
Yeah.
That put us down to 39.
Yeah.
What would bring us down to 36? Because that was the other measurement we were looking at, right?
Sure.
Was 36. So that would be 35% yet.
Yeah, I think that's all reasonable. I think all
Mm-hmm.
that is definitely going to happen.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at, and we can look at clues on the gold and um, Nasdaq chart if you want. Like I haven't really explored the bottom too much on the gold and Nasdaq chart. I mostly used them for the top, but I think it'd be useful if we can see any clues. Um, and the gold chart a nice clean bottom there on the weekly. You can keep it on the weekly. It's fine. You got monthly now.
Yeah. Just wanted to apples to apples. We were looking at a monthly, so I want to look at the monthly here too.
Yeah, it's just the monthly doesn't have a lot of detail for the exact bottom.
Hmm.
And basically in 2018 there, it turned straight from red to green. It kind of did that in 2022 as well, where it was mostly red, 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 and then just a bunch of green in a row. Like basically, if you got two greens in a row, like you're probably back in the bull market.
Yeah.
Check out the 2014. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Look, the whole bear market, you might have one
But as
green
soon as you
candle.
got two,
Right. You might have one green candle, but you never until you have two green candles in a row. Then it's on.
and then you have been in a bull market for a couple
Yeah.
of months, it looks like. But by
Yeah.
then, that's like confirmation.
Right. And it has that little wick bottom, right? Like that's a good indication it's the bottom. It has that little wick in the
Mm,
bottom of 2014.
yeah.
Right. It's a pretty big wick. And go to 2020, although 2018 didn't have any wicks
Well, it did here.
on COVID. It had a wick on COVID, but it didn't have one in the initial
Oh,
bottom.
right, right.
But look at 2022. Also
No,
no
no,
wick,
no wick.
but two green candles in a row.
But yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you might need to go into the weekly to get more detail.
But two monthly greens in a row,
That's a
so
good.
far is 100% of the time been accurate
Yep,
that
yep.
you're in
And
a bull
I bet
market.
it'll happen again because look, we got like 8 red candles in a row already.
Yep.
So okay, so here's the weekly. You might need to zoom in a little bit to see the candles. I mean,
So you can
basically, it
see
was
you
in
got
a
like a little W pattern.
right. I mean, it was in a downtrend for a long time, and then all of a sudden, it just had that huge launch up.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
that's when me and Pete
did.
were excited in Discord, and we had that big launch up.
I mean, this happened.
Yeah, when that happened, we were like, "Oh, it's fucking bull market on," and we were right about that. Like me and Pete were like, "Oh my god, buy everybody, buy, buy, buy," and like nobody else was in the Discord. It was just me and Pete, and we're like, "Oh my god, everyone needs to buy right now, buy, 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 buy." This bull market's on. This is like me and Pete were just like rolling all over the floor, like super excited, and like, and we're like, "Oh, I guess everyone else is just gonna buy the top again." Like, it was like we're having a big bottom buy the bottom party, and nobody was there. But yeah, let's look at 2018. See what that looked like because I wasn't around in 2018. I don't even know what it looked like. Just a waterfall and crash on the rocks, I guess. I
Yeah.
was around for
I
the
mean,
COVID crash.
again, it kind of did a W pattern,
Yeah,
you
yep, little
know?
W bottom. Yeah,
Like it
let's
went
check that out.
down, it went up, it came back down, and when it double bottomed, then it took
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. Because then
And it did the
it
same
didn't it
thing.
didn't have a lower low again.
Well,
That
it did.
in
So
2022 it had a lower low.
both times it looks like you put in a lower low, but I guess no, you didn't. You're right. It
Not
was hard to.
there,
Yeah, this
but I
is
think we
your
did in
little. You
2018.
set a lower candle body, but not a
Right,
lower wick. So the
right,
price
right.
action dipped down, but like I would still say that from a candle body perspective, you put in a lower low.
Yeah, and it's
But
definitely a W bottom.
yeah, but both times they W'd.
Yep, and then weekly. Yep,
I mean, it's a little
yeah,
more.
W there.
It's a
Check out
little better.
2014.
A little better the first time, or back in 2022, I should say. Um, this is a little
Zoom in on it a little bit.
less.
There
This
might
is
be a
more of
W in
just a
there.
V shape kind of.
There is a wick in there. It might be a. If you zoom in a little more, it might be a W. I bet if you put on the daily, you'd see the W
Maybe,
because
yeah.
there is a W. There is a W there. There is a W. It's just kind of wonky but it's
Whoa.
there. Oh,
Oh no, guys.
just hit automatic.
What's that? I don't. That.
There you go.
Okay. I hate that though, because then it won't let me move my damn.
Yeah, I mean you can always take it off automatic once you get it to your spot.
Yep. There's the 18. There's the bottom here.
There you go.
I don't
Definitely high
know.
volume. Notice the high volume,
Yeah. I still
right?
say that's just a V.
Yeah, that's a waterfall drop. Yeah, it's a waterfall drop. So that's kind of a classic bottom formation that I look for is like that waterfall drop with the spike in volume, the volume climax as charting man Dan refers to. Like that's the spot that's one of the bottoms to spot for when it's a waterfall like that. And then the volume spikes all the way up and then when it starts recovering, like that's it. That's the bottom. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that, either that waterfall bottom or a little W bottom.
Oh shit! There goes my line.
we'll be looking for a bottom like that. We can look at the bottoms on the gold and Nasdaq charts if you want, and see if they look different.
That was the gold chart.
Oh, that was the gold chart.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's.
This is the QQQ.
Okay, there's 2022. So that was more of a V-shaped.
Yep.
But notice like how before that V shape, notice how it's a downtrend, right?
Oh yeah.
Downtrend, lower. You got lower highs and lower lows. Like you can even draw a trend line that 2022 through the highs, the lower highs. You can draw a little trend line through the lower highs in 2022, and then when we broke through that, the bear market was over.
Well, you mean talking about this lower high and this lower high and this
Yes,
lower high? Okay.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Got it.
once we kind of came back up through there, the bear market was over. Let's check out the 2018 bottom. A little W there.
Big W.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Yeah, and again, as you can see, there's a higher low, and then once you have that higher high, bear market's over,
Hmm.
and then yeah, it goes through there. And then let's look at 2014 just for fun. That was kind of the wick down, and then just kind of went sideways for a while. But definitely, actually, we
It's
have a
like a
giant,
triple bottom
yeah, like an inverse. If you
with a
ignore the
W
wick,
in there.
yep, it's like a W in there, and it's like an inverse head and shoulders with a W for the head.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see it there.
Well, yeah, we don't do the wicks, but yeah, so there, it's just TA, right?
Hmm.
There's nothing new under the sun. It's just regular TA. So I mean that's what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for a bottom in October, and I'm gonna take the money that I took when I sold the top in October 2025. I'm gonna redeploy it back into Bitcoin and other cryptos, probably Ethereum and Solana a little bit in October 2026, and that's it. It's just a real simple plan, right? Hold for 3 years, sell the top, wait 12 months for the bottom, buy back in the bottom, hold for 3 years, sell the top. Like I'm just gonna do that until it doesn't work anymore.
Right. Good
Like
plan.
and it's been the plan since 2022. Should have been the plan since 2021, but I got talked out of it. But that's how it talk. There's always lots of talk, right? And the chart. And there's something Gareth Soloway talks about. Like the charts is where you got to go. Like never mind the talk. You got to go to the charts. Money talks, and the money talks in the chart.
Yeah, price action is king, right?
Yes, that's what I mean by that. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what people say. It's
Yeah.
all about what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. And
Yeah.
people aren't. That's not the case, right? Like people are not putting their money where their mouth is. They're just talking shit most of the time.
Well, yes, and you're listening to just one person. When you're listening to one person talk, you're listening to one person talk. The market is everyone talking together.
Well, yeah, yeah. It's not just talk, it's action, right? It's what they're
Yes,
doing. It's
yes,
they're buying and selling,
yes.
And
Everyone's actions together are on the chart. You're
a,
right.
yeah, a red candle is more sellers than buyers. A green
Yep,
candle is more buyers than sellers.
yep. So I don't know. That's my crypto plan. That's what's going on now. I do think there might be rough times in 2026. Obviously, for Bitcoin, we already charted out what we think is going to happen to that. Altcoins are going to do all of them are going to do worse than Bitcoin, except maybe one or two, but I'm not trying to pick out those. And then stocks will go down less than Bitcoin, but might go down as well, just like stocks went down in the 2022 bear market in 2018. If we do just a regular SPX chart, we might be able to see the bear markets on that.
Yeah, actually,
Um,
I cut 20% of my equity portfolio,
yeah, it's probably a good thing. I need to think about what I'm gonna do with that too.
and then I took
Myself.
and then I then I took like 20% of that and bought back in for some copper.
Yeah, I mean, copper might do okay short term. I think metals might be topped out for now, though.
Well, so
Copper is not
c-
very good long term compared to gold. Like if you do a gold copper chart or copper gold chart, you'll see that gold outperforms copper. That's because it comes out of the ground less than copper does.
but
Even
copper has a greater commercial use case, and it's
oh, of
running
course,
it's and actually right now they're running a huge structural deficit.
of course, all those things are true. Copper is super useful. It has the second highest electrical conductivity, second only to silver, and it's much cheaper in silver. So most of the time, for
Well, and
electrical
with
stuff, they are using copper.
yeah, and if silver prices have gone up so much that it's starting to be less like economical to use silver for solar panel
So they'll be using
manufacturing.
copper even more.
So that's the thesis for me, right?
And
Was
it's I'm
like
sure it's accurate, and I'm sure copper will go up.
yeah, I hope so. We'll see.
I mean, that's probably fine.
I did swap some of my Bitcoin for PAX G too.
Nice.
So
That's
that's
what I did initially. I put all my Bitcoin into PAX G and in US was it XAUT, the Tether Gold
mhm,
as well. Yeah, I'm half and half PAX G and XAUT because
right.
those are both centralized coins that
Yep.
can be free frozen or seized, and the vault where the gold is might disappear. Right, like
If it's
anything
even
could
there.
happen. So at least they have the Paxos vault and the Tether vaults. So I got split up between two different vaults at least.
Right.
That's as decentralized as I can get with that. But um, but they both have over $1 billion in gold each, so that's good. There's a lot of liquidity, a lot of There's probably more than
And
a master
where
padlock on that
where do
gold.
they keep it?
I have no idea. I have to Google
It's
it.
in it
I would
they
assume like Switzerland or something.
they
I
keep
have no
it in
idea.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
So, then you're like, "Oh, cool," until war breaks out in Europe.
Right. Until Russia takes it. Yeah.
Oh wait, there is war broke out in Europe already.
Yeah. There's a war like
Fuck.
right next door. It's not safe at all.
But that's okay.
Which is why we Bitcoin. But
The last time this happened, we went in there and took all the gold. So maybe that'll
yes,
happen
no,
this time.
that would be the best case scenario.
Yeah.
If Putin decides to go on a rampage, stealing all of Europe's gold, and then we go in and steal all Putin's gold and don't give it back to Europe again.
Suckers.
Because that's
Just
exactly what we
kidding.
did.
Just kidding. We think that's horrible, but it led to us ruling the world. So, woohoo.
Right. So yeah, all that shit's going on. So yeah, I mean, markets or whatever. But
Markets or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, that's we've been at it
yeah,
for
we can stop
45 minutes.
recording.
We'll go ahead and cut the stream. And thanks if anybody ever watches this, thanks for watching. And hopefully you learned something that helps you to not lose as much money as we have. Not financial advice. So